going to come back. And tonight's show is a new series that we have one of the queens from Godspeed Nation. Her name is Samara, Yeshaya. And tonight's topic is from the gods of the gods to the gods of the earth. Walk with me into the light. How you doing, Queen?
Blessings. It's an honor. It's an honor to be able to actually be able to speak to the nation. I'm honored to be able to reach out to the masses, and I just thank you for giving me this platform. And Samara, Yeshaya, Samara meaning protected by God, and Yeshaya meaning God lends me favor, and He sent me. So the name Samara Yeshaya is not just a name; it has a lot of power in that name. It's the Hebrew name, and it was given to me by the Most High.
Okay, that'll work. And well, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, when this is for those who don't know, this is the Godspeed Nation broadcast, and we share pretty much sciences from the website. Different God bodies and goddesses have blog talks on here. And before we start, I'd like to give a shout out to Chaz Deji, and who else? Rube, and my man Brian the Scientist, Alchemist, Benita Arset, and many more. My man B Solo, and whoever I forget. That's just some of the members of the nation. And this is something new. So, Queen, what inspires you? I mean, tell us a little bit about your journey before we start, like as far as waking up. Or how did it happen?
All praise to the Most High. All of this belongs to Him. All the praise and all the honor. I'm just a body being used by the Spirit. So therefore, I know now that I'm not just here on the earth. Something prior to all of my awakening, I had went on a journey. It was like literally, I couldn't understand why people were so hateful and why people were so against each other and why people wouldn't share and why, if someone made it, they wouldn't help the others make it. And just a world, I felt like I was just an alien in the world, like nobody understood me. And because I felt so secluded, it pushed me towards more of, God. Like I just knew that if nobody else on the earth really understood me, I knew I could actually release myself to Him. So in that process of me being pushed away by the people, family, I'm talking work, co-workers, I'm talking friends, children, my baby's father, everyone. I literally didn't have nobody in my corner, and it made me realize something is wrong. Something's not right with the earth. Like something's not right with the people. They claim to love God, but it's so easy for them to turn you away when you're in the midst of needing God. So if you love God, yeah.
Can you hear me? Do I sound clear?
I can hear you. Yep.
Okay, I sound clear. Okay, go ahead. You talk. I didn't interrupt you. I just need to make sure.
Oh, no, it's okay. In that process, it just kind of pushed me towards finding out, what it is that God really wanted from me. And because I was in so much turmoil, nothing was going my way, nothing was working. Everything I tried was not right. I was running into dead ends and a complete 360. I would start and then I would go and then I would end up back where I was at. And it was just like, it was unexplainable. And the moment I actually took time to get into the Word by myself without a pastor or without a Bible study or without someone else leading me to the Scripture, I just went to the Scripture on my own. And things were revealed to me slowly. And I started to realize that, He was speaking to me through His Scripture, which was in Exodus in the beginning. And He talked about Moses parting the Red Sea, and He talked about the bondage that the ancestors or the descendants to Moses, Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob would have to go through. And a lot of that just matched up to my life. Like I felt like I was definitely one of the people that was put in bondage, and I couldn't get out of it. So from that, from me reaching out to the source myself, I started to have Bible study on my own. I would have Bible study at home. I would, me and my friends, we would talk about God. We would laugh about God. It wasn't so much as, He was a angry God. We would make fun with Him. We had fun with Him. Even though we were still in the world, we still stepped out of the world to actually find out more of God together. And in that process, it was just a slow awakening. It didn't happen overnight. It took me 7 years to actually go through my journey. And it forced me, the Most High forced me.
Okay. let me ask you something before you go on, because it's a couple of points you hit. Remember, we're going to stay on the journey, but it's a couple of points you hit. When you said laugh, I'm going to start there, then I'm going to go back a little bit. And when you said laugh, so at that point you realized God wasn't just gloom and doom, God is angry, jealous, I'll kill you, God. He was more like a father that was a cool father or a cool brother or a cool uncle. You know, he had love for you, but every now and then he'll show you a joke about something, you know, somebody lost, or he got jokes. You know, if you want, yeah. God got plenty of jokes. You know, he'll show you some crazy shit, and you just be like, right. Wow. Okay. Right. That's when you got to know him. So you kind of understood it wasn't the church God as, if you don't follow these laws, you did. It was more so of a father figure. If you right. You can imagine what a father figure is. You know, he's stern and disciplined, but he still love you. He ain't gonna let you hit that flow, but he ain't gonna let you get out of pocket either. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have respect for yourself and other people. Now go back to when you said you went through a lot of stuff. I'm gonna ask the question: was it a certain synchronicity to what you went through? I mean, was it like it was synchronized to where you asked yourself, wait a minute, either I'm somebody special or something is totally wrong? You know, because when you waking up or when you got a mission, most people like that just don't have a mission, and then things happen either here or there. But when you have a mission and you're going down the wrong path or you falling deeper to sleep, that the ancestors or the fourth Agent Smith will be allowed to shake your life up so much that you won't be able to see it no way but synchronized bullshit. Am I right or wrong?
Very true. You're very right, and you hit a good point. Pretty much in my situation, because everybody has a different walk and everybody has a different sin that they actually fall into, and they are trapped in their own bondage. Everybody has their own. So for me, I've always been an entertainer. I've always liked music, dancing, acting, modeling, singing, writing. This is something that's been a natural capability of mine since I was a youth, okay? So once I grew up, I always thought, I knew I was going to be a celebrity or I would be famous. This is what as a little girl, I always knew this. And so when my mother passed away, I couldn't really actually do the things that I was doing prior to her being alive. So what happened was, instead of me going to the big spotlight, I had to I became a stripper. And when I became a stripper, it was like, okay, I'm getting the attention that I want. I'm getting the money that I want. It's like, okay, well, I guess this is the closest I'm going to get to celebrityism that I'm going to get. When I did it, it wasn't for the sexual immortality. It was for the survival and for taking care of my daughter. Like, as a single mother, a lot of us call.
Let me pause you there. It's the same reason niggas sell drugs. You know, it's the same shit.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it is. It really is. Right. Because I'm a woman, because you're a man, you can't do what I do, and I can't do what you do. Some women are able to be able to step into a man's world and do that, but a lot of men don't step into the woman's world and realize that we do the same thing. It's just in a different way. So we hustling, and we doing it to support our families. So in that process, when I started to do those things, it wasn't so much as me being like, oh, I'm a stripper, I'm a bad person. It was like, oh, here come the family. Let me move around. It was more like, okay, I'm dancing. I'm in this position, but this is not where I want to be. You know, God, I would talk to him and ask him, why am I doing this? Like, why am I here? But in the process, I had to use my beauty to get what I needed. So because I knew that was something I was good at, I was like, okay, well, all I got to do is get cute and just go in here and get the money. I don't have to do nothing for it. And so it made it easier for me to actually commit that sin. And once I opened that door, here comes 7 more sins. So it became an alcohol demon, and then the sex demon, and then the lie demon, and the manipulating demon. And all these demons came along with me stepping into this world. Now, prior to this, I would never have been a stripper. If my mother didn't die, I don't think I ever would have stepped into that world. She raised me a different way. This was totally me. I cannot blame this on nobody. And a lot of people do this in their walk. They blame it on, well, I had a bad upbringing and I didn't have no money and my mama didn't have this. Yeah. I don't blame it on that. Because that's just an excuse to keep doing what you're doing. You know, that's just an excuse. That's like what a lot of majority of the people do. You know, they use that excuse of what happened at the trauma in their life to keep furthering the bullshit that they're doing in their present time. Yeah. And that's not, like you said, that's not the way to go. Because a lot of times that pain, that thing you went through, was made you is who you is today. And you can be farther evolved if you just go the right way. If you use it for a crutch, you're going to go backwards. And it's going to pain you. You're not looking for happiness then. You're not looking for one. That means
just want to be on bullshit, and you become something what we call H. And if you stay kicking it with that bullshit ass excuse, then you become a sacred agent, to where you just can't be turned. You just fucked up person. So try to fix that out. Use that as a bad memory to know there's pain in this world and people go through shit. So don't get too high on your horse. So use that then, father yourself and finding God, body of God or goddess. Go ahead, Queen.
Although when I was in the dark, I can say that I never had lost my light. I would always say that I was the light in the darkness. Even though I was in a dark place, I still held the light of the Most High. I didn't know Most High. I would just consider him to be God. And I never lost that.
Okay, let me pause that. Hold on, let me pause that. You're saying a lot. Let me just break it down. Hold on, I got you. Okay, so when you say that, you just, see, I'm listening to what you're saying. The key thing is, I was stripping, but I asked God, why am I here? 99% of the females in there ain't even thinking that thought. Just for you thinking that thought, you knew you already won. You already knew some type of way you was won. You just didn't have no mirror. You didn't have no reflection. You didn't know why you was thinking this shit. Because nobody else thinking. Just saying, but that means you were chosen. You had to go when we came back from the ether, came here. We know then in the ether very well that what we call bullshit and pain, there's a transform mechanism, a change mechanism, or it's a train to get you from one place to another. We understand that there, but here in the earth, we understand it as bullshit in our life because we took in this body, and in this body, that's what it tells us. But if you can reroute your mind and understand that's just a transform point. So when you go through certain things in your life that seem like hell, it's a transform point. So
definitely,
you told yourself that I'm going to always remember who I am, even though I'm going to fall asleep. So what the universe do is in order to wake you up, because when you grow up, everything lolly, everything cool, everything kind of dead. And they know at a certain point that they don't send the agent of bullshit or the synchronicity Smith or allow.
Hello?
Yeah, we still there. Oh, I got you.
Okay.
If they don't allow shadow walkers to fuck with you, then you wouldn't grow. And you become like a rich kid, spoiled. Have no empathy or sympathy. You know what I'm saying? And you'll think money is your God and you won't need God, so you don't have to act right. So that's why the universe knows it sends people and it can't lose them people because you're very precious. There's not that many actions. Why am I here looking for God? Even in the void of knowledge, you're still looking for God. So that's how you know you from heaven trying to figure this earth shit out. And you're not from earth trying to find heaven. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I was in that world, yeah.
Right, I'm going to give you an example. When I was growing up, I had innocence. I always asked the same question, why is the world so mean? Why does this little nigga with all candy want to keep it? How do that feel to want to keep all that candy you can't eat instead of passing it to the fellas? I didn't understand his thinking. So as time goes on, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking for God and man, I'm looking around. I got 5 cents, I'm 5 cents short. The man behind me don't pay. He said, give me 5 and walk the fuck out the store or pump 6.
Right.
Now I'm looking for God and man. The man will say, I got the shorty food and give me some gas. So I didn't see that. So as time go on, I knew the world was getting cold. So as I got older, the situation in life, like you had, shook up. My mother died. She was still physically alive, but the things that happened in our life, the shadow walkers that was there that I didn't have a name for, was deep into our reality. So, you know, he shook the situation up enough to where I had to go out and pick up the drugs. This was my initiation. This is what you call going through hell to get to heaven. So in that, I found pain, I found God, I found all that. I found jail, I found gunshots, I found fights. I got shot at, all that shot. I found all that. And then through that, I always had this thing. And then what? I'm going to go to jail, then I'm going to get footed for, you know, what the fuck? I ain't going to do that. And I'm thinking something wrong with me because I'm not on automatic respond like this cat. But the power of God was so strong in me, it kept me still knowing who the fuck I was. Like, no, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using this as a crutch. So I didn't know what that was. And the void of knowledge, it slowly, like you said, become you. From niggas to God, you know, and that type of stuff. It slowly become you. As long as you can hold on to that thought and know that thought it has to be louder than any other thoughts in your mind. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. But no, I'm understanding what you're saying because I had to go through it. My main thing was never kill nobody. Then God sent the angels to talk to me. And the last dude was a Jewish dude with a retarded son. I'm on the bus with my hair, you know, wild as hell. My eyes red. And it was just me and him. A couple more people got on. He I knew he was going to sit by me, and that's what the hell he did. He had his sons, they sat by me and looked crazy. Old Jewish dude talking to a black nigga with his eyes red. He started asking me about school. And I was like, no, I was like, fuck, no, I don't fuck, I ain't in college and all that. He said, well, I'm going to take the truth to you. I said, I'm wondering what the fuck going on. And he told me a story. He basically said that through his life, Satan ravaged his life. He was one of the ones that made it through all his friends was dead. But he told me in the end, the only thing I know is the feeling that I felt God. And the aspect that never give up. That's what he told me. That's what I remember. So that's just where you see me now. I've been through many points where I felt, should have, or could have gave up, but if I would, I wouldn't be right here right now. So he was telling me, but I didn't know why he was telling me that until life goes on. So I got the message early.
Right.
And the reason I said I felt the voice of God, even though he was white, because God said, you're going to remember this moment. If I come to you and the nigga said this, you ain't going to remember it. But if you come to you with a white dude saying this and you feeling these chills, these vibes, to where you giving away money when you get off, it's me. And that means with that I can come talk to you either way I want. I ain't got time to wait for a bunch of black niggas with the right soul and the right chakra set up where I can spill my energy in for them to talk to you. I'm going to find the closest race or whatever I can. Because half of you niggas is deep into lower self. So your chakra's fucked up and the universe is looking past you. So now you got Eminem and you got these righteous white boys and all that. And come on. Go ahead, Queen. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I wanted to just speak on the fact that, because we know what actually had us in darkness, we actually realized the problem. The problem was we were being deceived. We were being dragged into darkness. We didn't just wake up and want to be, in that dark life, in the darkness. If we didn't go through it, see, this is what I realize now. I had to go through that stuff. I had to go through walking through the valley of the shadow of death, but not fearing any evil because I knew that he was with me. So although that we were in those dark places, those places brought us to the light. If we didn't actually go through the dark, we would have never made it to the light. So in order to see the light, you have to go through darkness first. So, right now, a lot of people downplay the strippers. They talk bad about them. Sometimes they get uplifted and praised, but for the most part, don't no man want to marry a stripper. They talk bad about them. They pimp them and whatever they want to. However, I can reach them and I can talk to them in a way that others don't. Others put them in a place where it's like, you're no good, you're damaged goods. God don't love you, and that's not the truth. So because they haven't been there and they don't really know what it's like to do it, like you, and you have to sell drugs. So you know that those dudes standing on the corner, they taking chances. They can get shot and robbed. The police can take them. Somebody can come and steal their drugs. They can get caught up in a dilemma where they owe somebody. It's many, many things that come along with just deciding to sell drugs. But somebody who sold drugs before and overcame it can actually go out there and talk to them and explain to them, look at me, I did it, so I know you can do it. It's no excuses. But the people who never been through something, the people who actually just always had it to where they had it made, the people with the silver spoon, those are the ones that downplay and look at you and say, well, you didn't have to do what you did. You could have went to school. You could have got a good job or whatever, because they're not quite understanding. You might have felonies. You might have been put in the system.
No, Queen, hold on. Let me clear you up. You might have the shadow walkers in your life or Satan for purposes of waking you up. They ain't got the same purpose on earth as you. So, right, they don't understand why you talking like you talk. They can never understand, because how can you explain to their shallow ass the synchronicity of the bullshit happening in your life? To them, they just say, oh, that's just so happened. They can't see the unseen, even though it's right there in their face.
Well, of course, and not only just not being able to see it, but they can't feel it. If you in the dark, if you in darkness and you know that you crying out, and nobody really knows what you think, only you know your thoughts. So when you in the streets and you thinking everything is good, but when you in the, by yourself, you crying out to God, asking, why me? Why am I going through this? Why am I struggling so much?
So hold on. So that's Jesus when he said, hey, so by me, my God, why have you forsaken me when he was on that cross? That's what you're saying. That's how it relate to us. Them the codes. That's a direct link to us. To God hear them prayers.
Right. And then you start saying things like God don't love me. How he loved me, but he let me struggle. How he loved me, but he took my mama. How he loved me, but my brother is in jail for life, and he knew that I needed my brother. And if he loved me so much, why would he leave me in the struggle? This is what you start saying to yourself. It's natural. It's natural to say these things, but what really matters is the people that supposedly are awakened. So if you are in darkness and you go to a church, because I still was in church when I was in darkness. I still went to a church faithfully, and I paid tithes, and I did the whole church thing. And I still knew, because they say he died on the cross for my sins, so he's got to love me. But why am I struggling so much? And the people that were supposedly awakened, seeing me fall into darkness, they weren't there to say, look, I'm going to give you a job. It's not going to be as much as you would make in a regular job, but here you can make $5 an hour if you just cut my grass. Or if you want to wash my car, I'll give you $20 right now so you don't have to go and lay down with somebody. Or if I'm asking for a meal, say, for example, I'm on the streets and, some guys, they will walk up to me, hey, what's up, little mama, and all that. I'm really not trying to do nothing. I'm just hungry. Like, shit, what you going to do for me? Like, damn, like, that's where we actually...
church mentality. But this is the church mentality, what you're saying. That's why you ain't in there now. You're seeing that, okay, you got a business. And you got a business, and a business you give it a year span. And in that year, you see that you lost all your money. Is you going to keep investing in that business? So a church is in charge of the spiritual morality of the people. So if they're in charge of the spiritual morality of the people from the time me and you was born and even before that, if everything is right and people are being taught right, how the fuck is we in this condition more? Why we ain't canceled this plan? Why is this plan still running? The first people is the same people that threw them rocks and crucified Jesus. It's the same people. That's how it looks. The church people that's thinking they on the inside looking out is the motherfucker really who crucified them. Because people like us is walking the walk, talking the talk. And then they'll crucify your ass when you talk to them, like, look at you like you crazy, because they never seen the death and the resurrection. That means they don't really believe that which they think they believe.
And that's very true. But you have to look at the church and say, how many of us are really in darkness in the church, and how many of us are just in brainwash techniques? Because, I believe in my heart that it's many, many children of the Most High that's scattered amongst all religions. They're in the Christian faith, they're in Buddha faith, they're in the Catholic faith, Jehovah's Witness. We are actually being brainwashed to believe that this is the right way. But somewhere along the way, they wake up. It's something that the pastor says. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying they made us gangbang. Gangbangers gangbang in church, and religious people gangbang. Because what you're saying is my side is the shit and yours ain't. Go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
No, go ahead. I'm done. I was just saying that you said there's many religions. They broke us down in many religions, 13 pieces. They scattered the pieces all over the earth. Set and scattered the missiles. They scattered pieces all over the earth. And I said the great Mother God is trying to put them back together. And when she said the choicest one is his phallus, which is his dick, and resurrect. Is a resurrected dick that's just short in that form, but it means the nigga resurrect. She's trying to wake him up, so she showed resemblances of him in movies. She slide through and make certain movies and certain things to show you your image of your true self, if you're able to catch it.
And understanding the dark places. I mean, I talk about the dark places because I love to really actually have this testimony. This testimony is not to be hidden. It's not to be ashamed of. Most of his children are going to go through the slums. We're going to actually have to go through everything that the children are going through so that we can actually reach them. Why would someone who is addicted to alcohol, but trust what I say, if I've never been addicted to alcohol? Why would someone that is in selling drugs, why would they believe that, I'm going to be able to help them when I ain't never sold drugs in my life? I mean, you got to be able to go through what these people are going through to actually know what they feeling. And so the Most High allowed us to see dark. That's why I appreciate the dark. I don't look at the darkness and say, I was a bad person. I was actually going through it because he made me go through it so that I can have a compassionate heart, and I can have compassion when it's time for me to go out here and reach the children. I don't have to judge you or talk bad about you. God loves you. The Most High God loves you no matter what sin you commit. If you woke up today, you have another opportunity to fix yourself. If you die tonight and you in sin, it's over. It's nothing you can do.
You gotta come back and do this bullshit all over.
What?
Live the same life till you figure it out. Each time you go back, it gets better and better. Live the same life. You gotta keep going.
Pretty much. I mean, it's like a lot of people, this is one thing that I noticed about, pastors. Pastors, they look great when they get up there. They're dressed nice. Their wives is taken care of. The family is beautiful. The church choir is on point. The church is on deck. They got the colors and color-coded. It's matching and everything. They came up with a nice name, Rising Star or Mount Zion or whatever they come up with. And everything is orchestrated perfectly. It just looks so nice. And everybody like my church, I love my church because my pastor is this and my pastor is that. But I also look at the bigger picture and I say, why is it that the pastor pretends or acts like he never been through nothing? It's like he don't talk about. Yes, he has. See, the thing is, they don't talk about their troubles. They don't talk about when they were in darkness. They talking about us being darkness. They gonna tell you about the man who was on the street selling drugs, and why the ladies on the street, why they selling their bodies. But they act like it wasn't the pimp that was selling on that woman that they married right there that's sitting next to him right now. That was they hoe a long time ago when they was 14, 16, 18, and now they 55 and they sitting in this high place, and they don't tell us about those days.
So we call them hollow bones. Where you doing everything you standing under the Mason, the Masonic order, and you start off for a second, just for a quick second that you're doing it for the people in love, but you ain't doing it for the love.
We have to actually be able to be able to be real with our children. These are our children. This is what I'm saying. If we don't be honest with them and tell them that we've been where they've been, then they're never going to truly understand or believe us or believe in what we speak, because we act like we just on this pedestal because we got God. But we have to show them and let them know that we once too was in darkness, and that's what a lot of pastors don't do. So that's one reason why I actually pushed away from the church, and I started having the church inside of me. The church is just an empty place. It's just an empty place until we actually get in it. And then the Holy Spirit fills that place because our bodies are there. But before our bodies get there, it's just an empty room. So it's inside of us. So when we get there, we sing praise, we do our praise worship, we do whatever we do, and we bring the Holy Spirit, because if one or two gather together, he will be in the midst. That's why it gets so heated when you're in church, because we bring it.
Well, let me ask you something. So after this realization, after you come to, I call it second stage, what was your thoughts then? Right before you found knowledge, or did you search for knowledge, or when you started?
For me, I have an incredible journey. It's such an honor to be able to say that I am a visionary, and a visionary is someone that can see the future, someone that has thoughts and be able to tell you what's going to happen in the future, and those things come to realization. I have dreams. I have different ways of communicating with the Creator. I knew when I was about 25, I started to have this it's just like an unexplainable, incredible feeling of I'm not like everybody else, and I'm going to accept it. I just accepted that, okay, y'all think like this and I think like that. And I pushed away from everybody. If you don't like the way I think, then fine. We don't need to be around each other. So I started getting stronger in the process, but it took a while. It took for me to be kicked out, talked about, I'm crazy.
Your fire. You was going to war, the fifth spirit. You was going through the fifth spirit, which is the separation, the colors, the sword, the colors that they show you on the hieroglyph. So you went to war with your lower self. You was like, hold on, I realized in the sixth spirit who I am. And then when I realized who I am, I'm going to war. Going to war is going to war with some people around you. It's the same resemblance. Because what I did in the same essence is that nigga who jumped in my car and talked that Mason shit, that lower self shit, and I got tired of hearing it. I'm saying, okay, he getting in my car, so what I'm going to do is talk that guy body shit, and they're going to get the fuck out the car. So that was my way. As soon as they hopped their ass in the car, when I just said, what's up? That nigga jump in real quick type shit. You ain't even got a chance to say nothing. I'm like, yeah. So he get to talking, and I start asking him questions. That's another thing. Teach by asking questions to motherfuckers that don't want to listen. Because what you doing is you crank start their mind. And when they thinking over there on their own, they'll kind of listen to you too. So y'all be building. But anyway, I just started talking that guy body shit. But what happened to me is them motherfuckers started listening. They started sitting in the car listening to this shit. So I was like, okay, I didn't know this was going to happen. But it was a surprise, they didn't get out, is what I'm saying. Yeah, but that was my weapon right there. Because I got tired of playing, with my acting, supreme acting. Acting like I'm interested in Derrick Rose, got injured all the time. Acting like, got tired of that shit. It took a lot of energy. But go ahead. I just want to know so in essence, the saying that was your head root, that's when you went to war with the lower self. So you start really going against the grain, so to speak, meaning that the average mind frame was telling you you're becoming different. What is your problem? That's basically how it went for you. To make you tell you that, what are you doing? Are you stepping outside the box? How you fight that? How you know to keep being you instead of being who they want you to be?
Me personally, because I like to speak for me because I don't know everybody's journey, and I know that everybody has their own special, unique, characteristic story. Okay, because this is a real book, and we're rewriting it, and our names are in it. Okay, so the book is being rewritten with our names in it. So just know that this is a real movie. Okay, this is not just something that we making up. We didn't just wake up and say we was gonna be like this. So for me actually being able to cut out the how do I want to say it, the system, just being able to actually to look at the system, like, I'm not scared of y'all no more. I understand what y'all trying to do to me. Like, right, they got a system called bipolar. They got a system called depression. They got a system called schizophrenic. Mm-hmm. Right. So all these visions that I think you're seeing, they want you crazy. Like, I'm really having visions. Like, this is a real true story. I've seen angels and everything, like, not with wings, because the way that they make it seem like angels is going to come, they're going to have wings and they're going to fly out the sky. No, that ain't how they came, okay? They came in a regular body, and they just was borrowed, you feel me? So when I tell people the story, sometimes they be like, okay, yeah, you're crazy, because the things that I see, they don't see. And I understand now that they're not supposed to see. It's not for you to see. He didn't choose you to see. And that's where it becomes
you gotta jealousy. Hold on, Queen. Right, because you got to walk a walk before you can get that sight. This ain't no just skip over from Mary Lou Red Land and then pop over here because you feel like you want to be God. Hell no. That shit ain't easy. Everybody can't get that gift. You got to have that pain to get there. And what happens is the shit you say, they start to see. So the next time they see you, they don't really say shit. They just sit around you for no fucking reason. Or they might want to smoke with you or something, just that they want to be around you. And they'll talk all this dumb shit until before they leave, they'll say, hey, tell me about that God body shit you were saying the other day. Yeah, they try to make it seem like just so happened, but that's really what they want to know, because what you said came to pass. The TV talk right to them as soon as they go home. You just can't be scared of that. Mm-hmm.
This ain't something that you just wake up and be like, all right.
No. Initiation.
I'm going to be a Hebrew today. I'm going to be your chosen child. No, it's like you are literally, you have visions and you have thoughts and you see things that make you realize that something is wrong. What am I going through? And really, while I thought it was wrong, I woke up and realized, okay, I think the first time I actually had my realization that I knew that it was spiritual was I was in L.A. I live in L.A. I'm born and raised in California, Long Beach. I was raised in L.A. So it was like, okay, a friend of mine he left me in a hotel. I was homeless, and he left me in a hotel, and I couldn't understand why. I was just like, what did I do to you to make you do this? And he was just laughing. It was funny. It was like, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, wow, like, I didn't have nowhere to stay. I didn't have nowhere to go. The room was about to be checked out at 12. I was just like, why couldn't you just drop me off? Right? Why couldn't you just drop me off?
You didn't know why he was doing that.
Look, I'm about to tell you on the real, bro. Like, this really happened to me. I'm like, so I'm on the phone with him, and I don't gangbang, but I'm around a whole bunch of killers, you feel me? So I'm like, low-key, I'm thinking about having one of my people go over there and do what they need to do. Like, you just gonna leave me here?
Illusion. So this is the perfect illusion to get you popped off. Go ahead.
So as I
get ready, I'm sorry, baby, let me pause. I'm gonna explain to the people what's going on.
Okay.
The shadow walkers is this, even though you don't get named, you haven't named them yet. There's this, even if you're not aware of them. Just the fact that you ask them, like, what the fuck you talking about, don't mean they don't exist. They ain't there, they there. It's just until you become aware of them is when you see them. But they're there. So what they're doing is setting her up. Satan is performing an illusion, Seth is performing an illusion, hoping she feeds into it. The thought of her saying, I know killers, they already knew she was around killers, and that I'm going to get one of them. If you ever seen the first 48 how it started off as nobody, then it turned one person to two people, and
right.
Still be in that type
right.
of mode. So now
all I had to do, bro, that's all I had to do was make one call. Like, on the real, like, I knew who I knew, and I knew that I was a good person, and things like this don't happen to me. We was cool. Me and this guy was cool for like 6-7 months. He knew I was homeless. He was helping me out. He would give me a room every now and then. You know, he would drive me to my important places that I need to go. He was like there for me. I thought he was there for me. So when I woke up, Because, I mean, I was comfortable around him. Usually when I'm not comfortable, I'm not going to sleep regardless. But I was comfortable around him, so I fell asleep. And when I woke up, he was gone. And I'm looking around like, did he leave me $20? Or did he leave something so I can get on the bus? No, he left me. So when I called him, he was laughing like, oh, you'll be all right. Well, you know, you a real ass bitch. You know, you're going to be able to get your shit. And I'm thinking to myself like, damn, like if that's what it was, I could have just went somewhere else. So I ended up like getting at him in a way where I was like, you don't know who you messing with. This is how I got at him. I was like, you don't know who you messing with. I'm going to call out on my God. I was like, you messing with a child of God. I'm not going to fight the battle. I'm going to let him fight it for me. And I literally said these words, you're going to get what you deserve. Okay?
Right.
2 weeks later, 2 weeks, this is when I realized that I was like, whoa. I mean, for real. 2 weeks later, the man was dead. He got shot. Somebody walked up to him in his face and shot him in the face. I was angry with the man. On the streets of L.A., everybody looking at me like, well, you the one that had beef with him and you the one that was mad at him. I'm like, look, yeah, he left me in a room. Okay, he left me in a room. I mean, at the end of the day.
Hold on, they ain't even going to wait till you call the people, the shadow walkers, go show their face. They going to put you in there anyway. So you wasn't really that woke. You was kind of woke. But
no, I wasn't woke at all. No, I was going through my journey. I wasn't woke.
Okay, that's why they got you. You can't see none of this. Like, how the fuck am I in this situation with just the thought that I ain't even calling nobody? This nigga
I didn't even say nothing. I didn't even really say anything about nothing about the killers. I didn't say that. I had told him. I knew in my mind all I had to do was call somebody, but I didn't say that to him because he's a gangbanger. Right? So in my mind, if I would have threatened him, if I would have threatened that man, I already knew that he had bitches that he could have had come fight me. They gangbang. So all you got to do, that's what the gangbang girls do, is they ready for war. So I wasn't finna go there with him because I was like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. You left me in a room. It's cool. I was like, don't trip. My God gonna handle it. And I promised him that he was gonna get what he deserved. But I did not know that my tongue had that much power to actually just end the situation like that.
And let me pause you. This is what we call in Godspeed science the matrix still running. This is meaning is the fact that even though she didn't call, even though she kind of sat back on the situation played out as if she did call and did handle that business and did still die. So they kept the program running. The matrix had to keep running because she's a glitch. She was supposed to call and be locked up right now. That's how they had her written off. And now she's still here, but the shit still got to play herself out. Only she can see the glitch. Like, wait a minute. So you don't want to know that she was going to do it too.
It spooked me so much, bro. It spooked me a lot because I knew him and I cared about him and I loved him. I really was kind of like saddened by what happened, but I was like in my bubble where I knew that I went through something with him. And I knew that I went to God and I was like, God, handle my lightweight. And I knew that I was like, look, he did this to me for no reason. And at the end of the day, when it happened, it was like, whoa, I didn't mean for that to happen. You feel me? I wasn't trying to say that. That's not what I was saying. But that's the way God handled it.
Hold on. Let me tell you a story then. I was going through the desert, and I said as a great mother goddess, you know, I saw God, body and man, you know, I said to the mother Mary or whatever, and the son Haru. But I said was going through the desert, and she needed a place to stay, and she really didn't announce herself as being queen over the creation at that time in Egypt. And she was knocking on door to door. She knocked on the first door. Maybe the second, but she knocked on the first door. The lady looked at her. She seen her with 2 scorpions, and she slammed the door. And she like knocked again. She opened the door and she just looked. She didn't say nothing. She just slammed the door. So I said, went to another space. They let her in. They let her lay down and rest. When she went to sleep, then when she went into trance, meaning is when you went into your God get that nigga mode. She went into trance. Meaning when she went to sleep, the scorpions crept out the crib, and they went and stung the lady. Crept in the crib and stung her. They killed her ass. The one that didn't let her in. They knew they couldn't do it while she was there because she wouldn't allow it. So they still had that vengeance, like, I'm going to get your ass, you know what I'm saying? You don't play her like that. And they went back in her absence, so they did get her back. But she said was never aware of it. So it's the same thing as what you're saying now. You see what I'm saying? The scorpions was what happened to do. Your sleep represents the trance you went in. And it happened beyond your hands were still clean. And in that, you witness the power of your tongue and your thought. You know that? So you didn't have to actually do that and learn the hard way. But that's the story. That's a true story about, you know, an ancient Egyptian story. You can go ahead. Oh, you still there?
All that. It's real.
Can I say
something?
Hold
on, Queen. Yeah, do anybody got any questions? We usually take questions and answers. This is a question and answer show. Y'all can ask the Queen any question y'all like.
Please do.
I'm pretty sure she'll be able to answer it. Go ahead, B. I hear that might be the scientist. Is that you?
Yeah. How y'all doing?
What up, brother? Good to have you.
Just glad to hear you talk, and I can't really say I got a question more than just trying to share information. I mean, I just love what the flow you were getting and making sense. It's like Bobby Hammond would be able to decipher, certain events and make sense of them and put them where the brothers and the sisters can understand it. And then see how this energy works. Because that's what you was talking about earlier. You was talking about, when you see certain things, you connect with certain frequencies. You know what I'm saying? You raising your vibration up, and you seeing this stuff because the way, the energy flows, you connect with some of that energy. That's what it is. And I know, you catch that. You catch that.
All day, all day. To where it's I eat to go to sleep like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so light, I even know the effects of one meal, and it affect me because I don't really get down like that on the food. But I eat to go to sleep. And let it become so light that it's a different feeling. I don't get tired. Like your boy, what's his name? What's his name who made that song? Kevin Gates, I don't get tired. Yeah, see how they creep through, even the unconscious, conscious still trying to creep through, but you vibe right, and then that, and you vibe right.
Adding to not getting tired, the way that the Most High has revealed to me time it's amazing because we're on a systematic time that was created. The timeline is created, 12 hours on the clock, 24 hours in a day. 1 day, 60 minutes 60 seconds makes a minute, 60 minutes make an hour. All of that was created. So when you break out the matrix, when you break out of the system, when you actually break the chains off of your brain and you become free, you no longer are on that time. You can stay up, you can train your body to do almost anything. So for me, I haven't actually been on government time since I woke up. Like I wake up at the same time every day, every night at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. It's almost like between 3 and 4, I'm going to wake up. And when I wake up, it's something that he wants to tell me. And he didn't just wake me up for nothing. Low key, you got to look at it like when you wake up because you was shook. People think they just wake up, but no, he said, wake up. Time to get up. Get up, get up. Something just woke you up, like your mama waking you up for school in the morning. It's the same system. So I literally didn't have to go through, I'm going to be on the 12 o'clock time. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock. I don't live off of nobody's time. So by you saying that, it just added to the fact that I know that I'm chosen because I don't go off of other people's time. I don't eat like everyone else. When it comes to eating habits, people look at me and they think, oh, you're so thin, you're so, you're on point. They don't know the health because I'm really just naturally thin. But health-wise, I haven't been working out for this body. I didn't have to do nothing for this body. It's the way I was made. Hold on a second.
Okay, got you. Brian, you want to add on anything from that? Not to be like a brother bragging or anything, but like you said, the vibration is real. And we vibing already before we become an actual manifesting being. It's just that steel is heavier than wood.
Yeah, so it's right. That's what it is. That's perfectly what it is. You become like I always say, you write your own program. You rule. And what is it? I don't know if domain is right, but you rule everything you're going to do. You set a focus. You catch what the frequency, the way it moves, and the energy moves, and you have to if they catch it in the wind. And you have to.
I want to not to cut you off further. I want to bring up a subject. This is going to change the whole tempo, but I just want to bring this out, especially on live broadcasting, because a lot of my people, a lot of my children, a lot of my children of the sun are not aware of the silent weapons of war. And silent weapons of war means that it's not going to be a bomb. It's not going to be a gun. It'll be something you can't see. So that being said, Right, something you cannot see, but it's a weapon and it's tearing you down. It's attacking you. And I really want to bring up the subject of Gwen Towers. Gwen Towers. You are a scientist and you have a lot of, knowledge, and I give that to you and I respect you, and I'm honored to be able to share my thought with you because, I know that our frequencies are on the right frequency. I'm on your frequency and the energy is with you. So if I can ask, do you know what a Gwen Tower is?
Scientist?
I'm asking you, scientists, anybody on the line, do you guys know what a Gwen Tower is? It's spelled G as in George, W-E-N as in Nancy.
I know what
Gwen
you're talking
Tower.
about. You want to answer that? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. No, I'm stumped. I don't know about that. Share that. What is that?
Oh, Gwen Tower, the Elf Tower, the LEF Towers. They just have them disguised in certain ways, and they call them Gwen Towers with the low wave frequencies. The mind move on the same frequency wave as the phone. So you have a lot of, you can do that and do the scientific math as that. And part of the first thing that Obama did was took the AM, FM frequency, where you just use the antenna, analog signal, and kept that for themselves, and then gave us the digital signal. So what did they need? Why was that most important to rob us of the analog signal and then keep, make it to a digital system? What do they need that signal for? So that they can pack more bullshit on the elves, the Gwen Towers, or the Elf Towers that she spoke of.
Now, to add to that, the information that the Most High gave me as far as the Gwen Towers go, I had initially was introduced to the Gwen Towers because I took a picture. I love taking pictures. I'm a picture fanatic. So when it comes to me, I love pictures. I just feel like, this is my time on Earth. And back in the day, our ancestors didn't have a camera in their hand where they could just take a picture of where they at,
Freeze time. They ain't got no time traveling machine. Freezing time.
Right. They had to do all kinds of stuff to get a picture. So for me, the pictures is like awesome. I love pictures already. So I'm taking a picture, and I posted it up, and someone on my page said, and I know this is one of my messengers, one of my sent angels that the Most High has sent already ordained for me, and was the one that was going to introduce me to the knowledge of knowing what the Gwen Towers were. But at the time, I just posted up the picture. The picture went up, and somebody said, you know what that is? And I'm like, what? I mean, what? I wasn't even aware of what he was talking about because I was just taking a picture. And in that picture, I was standing by a tree that looked like a Gwen. Well, it looked like a tree. It looked like a tree to me at first. Consciously, I did not notice that in the tree. But he said it's a Gwen Tower. It's a manipulating system. It basically is, do your research. He told me to do my research. And so I typed in, what is a Gwen Tower? Gwen Towers are disguised as cell phone towers. They have them all over the United States. They have them all over. I mean, they look like cell phone towers because they have like these, it's the way that they're built that they look like they're sending out some type of signal. And so once I did my research, the Gwen Towers are able to dream for you. They send out low frequencies that can actually send magnetic waves through your brain to make you think a certain way, to make you feel a certain way. Okay, so what they're doing is they're doing this in the masses. So they're sending out these towers that are attached to the chemtrails, that are attached to the heart program, that are sending out thought. They're sending out manipulating waves. They're sending out erasing memory, thinking for you, dreaming for you. They can actually, when we have a situation like, Orlando, somebody just walked into the place and just shot up the place. And it looks like they just shot up the place. But in reality, something led them to shoot up the place. Something was in their head to make them say, go do it. You feel me?
Inception. What you describe in the movie Inception, you describe in the movie, I actually know what you're talking about. There's a machine that they built to take in all the information off the internet and all the information and emotions to compute them to certain people. And it's able to predict your next emotion. And it can
they can predict more than that. It's deeper than that. It's a hypnotizing system. We look up silent weapons of war. They used this back in the day when Hitler was around. They used this as a weapon. It's a weapon. So if we have weapons that are placed up in our country right now all over the United States. And they have weapons that are silent. And we know this. And then we can't realize why we wake up in the morning, we turn on the news, and it was just like, dang, all that happened last night?
Well, I'm giving you an example. When you wake up, when you've been kicking it and your ears ringing the next day, or the fact that you singing this song in your head 7 o'clock in the morning and you don't know why. That's if you're aware of it, that's a download. That's how, that means they've been overloading your ass if you start getting echoes of it the next day. But yeah, that's why that happens. Killings and certain things.
It happens because right now what they're doing is it's an ethnic cleansing that they're doing on the chosen Jews, right. The true Jews. I'm going to speak it. I'm going to tell it, and I'm going to tell it the way it is. The Most High has awakened my soul, and He promised me that the things that I say are not coming from me. The words that come out of my mouth, yes, my lips are moving, but it's not me moving them. It's the Spirit of the Most High. The Most High God has taken over my body, and He told me, and He showed me, and He took me to the top of the mountain, and He showed me the whole land, the new land, the land of Eden, where we just got it made. We ain't got no issues, none. Like, it ain't no, we don't even know what money is. We don't even know. We be like, what's that? Like, you feel me? Like, all we do is go out and have treasure hunts every day. All we do is go out and dig in the earth, and actually, we walk down the road, and we run into a waterfall full of fresh water, and we don't even know where it came from. It was just there. You might just walk down the road. We all trying to figure out, why is it always beautiful over here? We don't even need no sun, because the sun is the Son of God, which is the light in me that's going to be able to shine in that place. Wherever He put me, and I'm saying this because He told me this, and He promised me that the things that I say are not just being said. He promised me. He didn't just tell me to go out and speak to the nation in His name. Don't take the credit. This is what He told me. Do not take the credit. Don't sit up there and be like, oh, you so pretty and you so beautiful and ooh, look at me. No, let me show you who sent me. Let me tell you about who told me to tell you the truth. The truth is, it's already done. Everything that we've been visioning, everything that we've been seeing, everything that we think about is already done. It already happened before. So all we're doing, we died in our past life. When we died in the past life, our ancestors, whoever they were, they never bowed to the king. To the Pharaoh, whoever he was, the one that they say was the king and he was running everything, and he said that y'all gonna have to submit or die. Our people, the ones who woke us up, they didn't submit. And so therefore, because they died in our name, they died so that we could live. And we came back in another form. So we are them living in another body. Queen Nefertiti, Queen Sheba, King Tut.
Right. Because that's the afterlife. That's the purpose of being a god, is to come back and remember who you was. So Cabal told his buddy before he killed himself, because Caesar had took his female, Cleopatra or whoever, and she started fucking with Caesar. In the spiritual realm, it really represents she took an earthly frame of mind. So he killed himself. He couldn't take the pain. And he told his buddy to remind me who I am when I come back. So they're going to meet up in a future life. And they both knew this. And we got with his buddy, which I call Sticks. Godspeed Nation, remind me who I was when I came back. And out of the blue, he didn't know why he said that. He said, you could fall. And I'm here to tell you that you're back.
So can you really just imagine back in the day when they used to make movies for us, like when they really made movies? Now they making some weird stuff. They don't even make movies no more. But back in the day when we was kids, when we was growing up, and we watched any movie that had something to do with a king and a queen, and it was like everybody went to war over the queen, right?
Yep.
The queen got stolen, or the queen, they was coming for the queen, or something happened with the queen, and then the king was like, we finna go to war, they got my queen.
Right.
And all those queens, everyone, all of them, every single last movie, even in the medieval times when they show you 300, and when they talk about all the other, stories that happened in those days, if it was a king and a queen involved, it was always protecting the queen.
Now you got to think about it from what you're saying, that the spiritual side to how you read and think in hieroglyphs, it'll teach you how to read and see through anything. Anything you read, you'll see the truth. You'll see. And the way of that is that when I said cabal, I didn't look at it as a person and another person. I looked at it as an entity or a spirit telling another spirit. And what happened is, many of us that we killing ourselves. The black man is really saddened that Caesar has taken his queen, as we live know now. Caesar, the matrix, the material world, has taken his queen because God's body get no respect. So this is what we live in now, and he's trying to figure out how to get his queen back. He said, this time I'm not killing myself. I got to get her back by any means necessary. And we can all agree to that, fellas, that we do have a problem. As you see, our program becoming basketball wives, that is not nothing to, there's nothing really entertaining about that, but that's to make the queen feel depressed and the brother feel depressed because they can't do that shit. And on top of feeling depressed, it's called intimate and intimate. It's like an intimate problem with your cable. You get them squares and static and shit in the house because she's thinking, damn, I wish I had this some type of way. She don't look no better than me, so the grass can be green on the other side. So now all of a sudden it's a slight distaste in the air. She don't know she feeling like this. She just say, he might say something and it appear to be the wrong thing through the bloodstream. It come up as, why you say that? But really it come from the reality TV. You see what I'm saying? They do different.
I mean, reality TV is one source, but if we as
one
people
source. We just keep narrowing it down.
What I'm saying is, I'm speaking on that's one source, the television, and that's a major source that actually has our brains actually in turmoil and keeping us in bondage. But I'm saying, as we have people like you and I, you are where you're at, I'm where I'm at. So I'm speaking just like you speaking out. And these people are not being accepted. These are the people that are considered to be crazy. These are the people that are considered to be weird, and I don't know what they're talking about. And girl, if you don't know, then they talk bad about us, if you want to say it like that. And they look at the television, and it takes for the television to say it for them to believe it. So if we make it on a TV, and we was doing this right now, what we doing right now live on the radio, but let's say we was on a television set and we was able to have people turn the channel.
Well, everybody when the BET Awards, go to how they clap when Dude said what he said. The motherfuckers was lost. They didn't know what to do. They was like, wait a minute. They didn't even know to do anything. The motherfuckers in there drunk. He in there with Baby. These are all Matrix cloned out drone motherfuckers. So when he said that, I don't know the dude's name. That was like an example of how it would look. Jesse Williams, and that's an example of how motherfuckers look at us when we first talk, how we talk when they see us. That's how
but you know what it is once we do it, and because we're doing it, not once, we are doing it, and we give the praise to the Most High, we give him all the credit because he is the one that actually gave us the eye. He gave us the third eye. The third eye they call, because they consider the third eye to be devilish. I had some real nasty, evil, messed up things being said about evil. But I get it. Because if you against me, then that means that you are from the other side, and I realize that. I get it now. I got my discernment is real well. Like no matter what, I'm not speaking evil. I'm not speaking nothing wrong. I'm not even down on white people or anything. Tell people, people without pigment, melanin is just. I love my melanin. I love my culture. I love my roots. So because I love my roots, that makes me racist. That's because we are in a brainwashed community. We're in a brainwashed community that if you empower your people, you're racist. That's not racism. I got many of people that's in my life that are not black or melanin or, of color. But at the end of the day, some of those people of color can be the hurtfulest people. They're the ones that hurt me the most. They're the ones that say I'm too skinny. They're the ones that say, girl, you need to be quiet. And why you ain't got no man? And they be just like, dang, like, damn, like, y'all just keep on throwing bullets. Like, why y'all don't never say nothing nice? But then, now that I'm stepping out into this world where I'm like, I don't need y'all to say nothing nice because what you say don't matter. All that I say matters. So what I say is what matters and what I think matters. What you say don't matter at all. You can't dictate my life, but because some of those words that they were saying prior when I was in darkness, they mattered. When somebody said something to me, it would be like, dang, like, oh my God, that's how people feel, and I would take heed to that. I would really be like, dang, but such and such said this. Who cares about what such and such said? All that really matters is what you think of yourself. People don't realize it. This is something I'm gonna break down, and I'm gonna let you have it for a second. Right now, I want you to really think to yourself. Your brain is a human computer. So the information that you put in your brain is going to be stored as a computer stores information. They say you can only use 10 to 15% of your brain. So what happens to the other 95% of your brain? So you're saying that the other major part of my brain is being told what to think, And I'm over here thinking 15% for myself. Like, oh, that's messed up. So once you actually delete the information in your brain, delete all the lies. Just delete. That's lies, that's lies, that's lies. Black is white, white is black. Up is down, down is up. Left is right, right is right, left. And you really just be like, everything they told you was the opposite. Everything that they said was the opposite. So now you're really walking around in the world telling yourself this. And you're saying, I'm limitless. I'm fearless. I can do all things. I don't need nobody else to tell me I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. I don't need a man to dictate my life. I know I can do this. I'm a great woman. I'm an inspirer. I'm encouraging. I'm uplifting. I'm so sweet. I'm so generous. I'm kind. I'm loving. So you programming this stuff in your brain. And now you done deleted all the other stuff. So now whenever you need the I'm loving to kick in, it's right there. Store it back there in the back. I'm limitless. Oh, that's right there over there on the side. Oh, I'm fearless. Oh, I need you right now. So now you programmed yourself to actually think the way that you should think, deleting all lies and programming all reality, deleting all doubt. If you doubt yourself, if you think that you cannot do something, you can't do it because you yourself said you can't do it. But if you tell yourself that you can and you elevate yourself and you do what is needed to actually do it, you will be surprised that you can do all things. That's why he gave us a brain. We can use 100% of our brain. And I'm telling you this, they don't make movies like Lucy just for us to see. They make movies like Lucy because they know that we are Lucy and that we can do all things. We can flip, we can climb, we can draw, we can build, we can cook, we can be doctors, we can be lawyers, we can be teachers, we can be all that. We can be anything that we decide that we want to be if we stop allowing them to tell us that if we don't get a piece of paper, we can't do it.